Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the data analytics training program where we are going to learn these techniques by using MS Excel. And today is our day 10th of the training program, and this is our session number 1. Talking about MS Excel, we have spent a lot of time in this journey to learn MS Excel. Okay, and we have learned lot of features of MS Excel. Although there's no end of these features, okay, so but yeah, there are tools which we need to work on. So guys, like I have taught you VLOOKUP. Okay, VLOOKUP we normally use on vertical data, like the way we used VLOOKUP, like the same way you can use HLOOKUP also. HLOOKUP is same only VLOOKUP. There's no difference. Lookup value, you know that. Table array, you know that. So in VLOOKUP, you use column index number, which column from where you want to pull the data. In HLOOKUP, you use the row index number. That's it. Nothing else difference is there. Nowadays, there's another tool which is getting more famous is XLOOKUP. So problem is that since I don't have Windows 365, so I could not able to teach you XLOOKUP. So probably when we'll have an offline class, I'll try to arrange Windows 365 system, and there I'll teach you XLOOKUP. So you don't need to worry on that part. Plus, so that time we'll do that. So you don't have to worry on that part. So you have heard of NPV, right? You know, you heard of NPV. Many of you, I think, majority of you have done problems on NPV, IIR, and all. In Excel, you can have XNPV, you can have XIRR. So whenever you get time, you can spend some time probably to learn XNPV, XIRR function if you want. So how that they are varies. So normally when we say NPV and all, when we talk about NPV calculation, we write no year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that the we write no, and then we write future cash flows. Then we write our WACC and we discount our future cash flows and to determine the present value of cash flow, and that we subtract with our initial investment. That gives us the NPV. So that is how we have learned NPV so far. And whenever you use in Excel equal to NPV, it follow the same mechanism. But in reality, you know that the cash flows what we are going when we are what we are expecting to receive can be uncertain. So on that scenario of going more close to the reality, so and it would be better if you can talk in the term of XNPV. So in XNPV when we work, so here we need to give the rate, WACC rate, comma your values, okay, and then comma your dates. So here the probably we talk about uncertainty in receiving the cash flows. So the same way we do XIRR. So I'm not solving those problems based on XNPV and XIR because I really don't know that how many people are interested, how many people are not interested for that part. Because probably I don't want to connect my training modules related to one specific domain. So maybe finance or marketing. I want to make it everything very generic. So those who really want to conquer their knowledge on this, probably if you I'll give them extra material for their preparation. So I have developed a book on financial modeling. So I've developed a book on financial modeling for Jain College in past. So there I have done all this. So if you want, probably this all you this now you're many people are studying portfolio management. So they know bond arithmetic, the calculation of price of a bond, YTM, coupon rate. So all this calculation is there. Talking about bankruptcy of a firm by using Altman Z-score model, all that is there. So different PPTs I have made in the past. I'll share with the concerned people if people are really interested. So this was the content which I developed for a subject called financial modeling. So NPV, NPR, time period, PMT, NUT. This was the formula of EMI. Okay, so loan amortization, all that I have done for you. I hope you still remember PPMT to calculate the remaining principal, like after you deduct the interest from the EMI. So what is the principal left? IPMT is how much is the interest you paid. All this I have shown you. Fine. So then capital budgeting decision you can do on MS Excel. This is called financial modeling, guys. So this is a different subject. I hope you heard of like NSC and all. They charge 10,000 rupees to conduct this financial modeling training. So you can learn, if you go to NSC website, you can learn financial modeling training by paying 10-15,000 rupees. So if you do what you say, if you simply buy the course, it will cost you 10-15,000. If you actually learn from them, then it will cost around 50-60,000. So we can plan something like this for finance student in future with respect to financial modeling. So once you are good with the basic perspective of finance, once you know finance, once you know Excel, you can bring both of them together, and that we called as financial modeling. So this all XI, XNPV, XIRR. So this are all together 60-hour subject I have developed for Jain College. So this all, you can see this. So all this is there. Monte Carlo simulation. I hope you heard of this word called Monte Carlo simulation. Very famous. So this Monte Carlo simulation we normally use to predict the stock market return. So all these are there. So probably 5 chapters were there, and I've developed everything for them. So if you want, we can plan something in future for you people, but this would be domain specific. This will not be generic for everyone. So this would be generic, would be limited to certain set of crowd who want to excel in the domain of finance. So that would be planned somewhere in the future. So talking about Excel, guys, Excel dimension, Excel. Whenever I'm saying Excel, I doesn't mean that I'm restricting myself to Excel. Here it means MIS, it means VBA, it means macros. So the lot of domain are there. So you can then integrate once you know these tools. Once you know Python, you know R, or you can integrate all of them together. Okay, so that features are available. So that way you can integrate one variable with the another variable, so that probably the data can be pulled from here to there. So from Tableau, if you learn Tableau, so you can actually put Tableau and Excel together. When you learn Power BI, you can bring Power BI and Excel together. So only thing for that, we need to know Power BI, we need to know Tableau, then we need to know Excel, and then we can bring them together. So gradually, right now, we are in very nascent phase of our journey to learn more and more. So for data science, we have a lot of programs going in around in market where probably the company spends 2-3 years to learn these tools. So probably in 30 hours, we cannot do magic with these tools. What we can do justice probably to get an insight of one domain, so that gradually if someone shows us the torch or the way to navigate, we can definitely follow the same path in to keep ourselves motivated, and further on, if we are really motivated, we can definitely achieve our target. So that is how it happens. So you know about Excel, just now I told you about financial modeling. Then for those who belong to HR, those who belong to HR domain, for them there's something called HR analytics. So there's a field which is getting very famous. It's called HR analytics. So I know a lot of HR faculties. So when they go for any recruitment process for becoming the faculty of many colleges, the question is being asked that are you aware about HR analytics? Because for our HR students, we want to teach them HR analytics. So the reason of telling you all this is to tell you how important is this domain. HR analytics, the calculation of balance scorecard, and a lot of other parameters of what is actually being worked in firm with respect to HR domain. So then again that training become very domain specific training. For marketing, again for marketing student, there are tools like marketing analytics. There are tools on ERP, and which marketing student, if they know, it would be really good for them, because everything is getting integrated day by day. As you seen the corona, the way the integration, digital integration which was happening probably, which actually got accelerated after the formation of Geo in our telecom industry, which led the bankruptcy of Aircel and all. Talking about bankruptcy of Aircel is a different story. So that pace, that acceleration, what the Geo has brought in our Indian online education sector, or maybe in Indian education, or not education, it's Indian commercial sector or retail industry, FMCG industry, that has actually transformed a lot of scenarios around us. And that way, the gradually there's an importance being developing day by day with respect to marketing analytics, with respect to HR analytics, with respect to financial modeling. Okay, so anything and everything need to be integrated. Okay, the GST calculation, what you do, probably as a chartered accountant, you need to be done on MS Excel, or it should be done on MIS tool. So dashboard creation, all that will suddenly, the demand for all that suddenly has quadrupled with the scenario, the way the time period is changing. So you can understand where you fit yourself in the changing economic world around you. So you need to bring the change. You need to be someone that if you say that no, I don't want to drink Coke, I want to drink water, that makes the company value to increase by $4 billion or decrease by $4 billion. So you need to aim yourself to be like that person. Then that way only the things can make much more comfortable for you people. So Excel, we have learned about Excel, we have learned about automation in Excel, we have learned the moment you press equal to in a cell, your cell become automated. So till the time you have not put equal to, everything is very generic. This is cell. We know that there's a workbook. Under the workbook, we have lot of worksheet. Under the worksheet, we have cells. Okay, how many cells we have? If I start counting the cells, how many cells are there? How many cells are there? How many cells are there? So to count the number of cell, if I count the number of column, the total number of column is 16,384. And if I count the total number of rows, the total number of rows are 10,48,576. So when you say matrix, so you have this many rows, this many column. So what is the order of the matrix? So probably this is the order of matrix. If you could not able to understand this number, you can put comma here. So that way you can make an understanding about this number. Okay, now if you see this number is such a big number. Okay, oh my God, I could not able to read also. So my mathematics and my English is not that much up to the mark that if I see this number, I can read that. Okay, I hope you understanding what I'm trying to do. So let bump this number by certain points. So okay, I have bumped this number by certain point, and probably let color it. Now this means this is the total number of cell in Excel. So this is the total number of cell. This is the total number of cells in Excel. If I say this is the total number of cells in Excel. This is the total number of cell in Excel, and I want to count this total number of cell. How can I pronounce this? I have no idea. I'm very weak with maths. So I want Excel. I'll tell Excel, can you pronounce this? What is written here? So can you pronounce this? So in Excel, as such, there's no function in Excel which can convert the number into text. There's no function in Excel which can convert actually number into text, but I want this. I want to pronounce this because I have no idea. Probably tomorrow in exam, if I go and attend MS Excel Amritsar exam, probably it can be asked in that how many cells are there in Excel. So how I can do that? So Microsoft have actually developed a program, so which actually will tell you that number to text conversion. So to get into that program, what I'll do Alt F4. Okay, so this program is already I have kept for you people, especially only for you people, not for anyone else. So one nimsha. So I just kept it here. So control page down. If I do control page down, yeah. So here you can see number to text conversion. So I have created a hyperlink. So I created a hyperlink. So if I go and this is not working out. Yeah. So I created a hyperlink, the which actually navigate me to the website of Microsoft Office. So you can see this convert number into word. So this is Microsoft Office, which a website which actually support us how to convert a number into words. So you can see this. Here it is written that Excel does not have a default function that displays number as an English word in a worksheet, but you can add this capability by pasting the following spell number function. So there's a function called spell number, which is actually developed by Microsoft Office. So you can use this function and there's a code which is being given for this function that you can paste in your VBA. We can VBA editor module. So you have VBA editor that you can go inside there by pressing Alt F11. So if you press Alt F11, you can go to VBA editor mode. Okay, and then what is given about that function, that this function let you to convert dollar and cent amount into words with a formula. Like suppose if the word is like 22.50, so the Excel will pronounce it at $22.50. So oh my god, if I get, I would be very happy. But although I'm very nationalist person, I wanted the value in rupees and paisa. I don't know $1 is equal to how much cent. So no one in my generation have been to abroad to understand dollar and cent relation. We only know rupee and paisa. So probably okay, fine. But for the time being, if it given in dollar and cent also, I would be very happy because I cannot beggar can't demand. So probably that way I would be very happy if Excel can do that because I can't read that. So if you want to choose, if you want to convert numeric value to text format without displaying them, use the text function instead. Okay, so you can do that. So create the spell number function. So what we need to do, we need to go to Alt F11 and then I go to module. You go to Alt F11, insert module. Okay, so that we need to do, and then copy there the following set of command. So you just copy this. You just copy this. I'll just copy this. Sorry. I'll just copy this. I'll post in the chat option. If you are interested, you can also enjoy this journey of conversion of text number to text. So this is Microsoft website. So from where I'm reading all this. So you can copy this function. You can copy this function. So this is the function. This is the code being given to us. We'll just try to copy this. This copy this. So you just copy this and then what you do, go to Excel. Okay, go to Excel. Here in Excel, you can press Alt F11 or go to Developer tab. Under that, go to Visual Basic. Under Visual Basic, go to Module. So if you go to Module, you can see Module 1. If you want to change the name of this module, go to View. Under View Properties window. And here you can change the name of the module. Here don't put space, number to text column, number to text conversion, number to text conversion. Don't put space, guys. If required, you can put what you say, you can put some connectors to connect them. So you can paste here. So if you You can see here number to text conversion. This is the module what I have created. You can paste it here, and once you paste it here, your function, and then once you paste your function here, then you will see spell number. You can see spell number in your MS Excel. Okay, so the same function I have kept here also. So what I have done, I created this hyperlink for this. So how will you create the hyperlink? You write anything, Microsoft number to rupee, not rupee, it's like right now it's dollar only. It's number to text conversion, Microsoft number to text conversion. Okay, and then you can select it, go to insert, under insert, go to link, and here what you can do, you can put the address. So you can put the address of Microsoft. One minute, wait. So address of Microsoft, you can copy it there and you can paste it here. Okay, and then you can press OK. Now if you see, the moment you click, so you created that hyperlink. So the moment you click there, it will get converted. Now if you see here, if you click on this link, it's showing you too many things. HTTP dot, that complete web link. So what you can do, if you want to change this, you can do right click. You can do, 1 minute. There's a problem with my mouse. So let me bring external mouse. Be there. So you just do right click, edit link. 1 minute. You do right click and go to edit link. Now if you do right click and if you go to edit link, you'll find link is there, which through which we have put. So either you can go to insert, and under insert you can go to link to create the hyperlink. The shortcut key for this is Control K, or what you can do, you can simply edit this. This edit function should come. One minute. Yeah, edit hyperlink, you can see this. So if you remove hyperlink, open hyperlink, you just go to edit hyperlink. Okay, and there if you see, if you find like complete hyperlink is given, so you can write here text to display, what text you want it to display. Okay, what you want, so like here written Microsoft number to rupee conversion or anything, and then you click on screen tips. And screen tips means like when you click on that hyperlink, normally when you just move your cursor around the hyperlink, you saw such a big web address was given. So there in screen tips, you can write that. So if you write that, you press OK. If you press OK, then that will not be visible to you. Okay, so you can try that. You can do it by by like this. You can insert a shape, go to insert, and then under insert illustration, under that you can create some shape. You can create some shapes like this. Okay, you can create some shapes like this. Okay, and then what you do, once you created some shape like this, okay, so once that is done, you can press Control K. So once you're done with that, once you're done with that part, what you can do, you can go to insert. Under insert, you can go to link. Okay, under link, probably you can put that web address. You can put here that web address. You can put that web address. Now what you do here, here you can press OK. So if you press OK, now see this, if you click on that shape, it will navigate you to this web address. Okay, so if you see, this is what I was telling you. So if you can edit this, if you can edit this, so move here, cancel. So here screen tips, if I go here and if I say that number 2 text conversion, number 2 text conversion, if I write it here, if I press OK, if I press OK, now you see this. If I going clicking there, it's just showing number to text conversion. That is what is the, that is what is called as a screen tips. Okay, so here the same thing what I've done. So you could here the same code I have just copied here. So I'll just put for you people in case if you want. If you're not able to copy from Microsoft Office website, so I'm putting for you people. So this is the function, guys. So this is the code for that function. You just copy it here. You just copy this. So select paste dollar. 1 minute, we there. Not come or what. I'll do one thing. I'll put otherwise in my Google Drive. If it's not coming properly for you people, and I'll give you the link from there. So I'll put it there. You can see that. So I'm giving you the link for here. Fine. So I hope. So what you need to do, you just copy that link. Copy this link. Okay, so I told you how you can create a hyperlink and all. You simply copy this link. Okay, simply copy this link. Go to your Visual Basic. just paste it there. That's it. Then once you pasted it there, you can just do Alt Q. Once you pasted it there, you can press Alt Q. This is done. So once that is done, you can see this. If I go to Alt F11, I can see this Alt Q. Now here I'll see if that function is there. Spell number, and I click on this cell, enter. So this is the answer, guys. So before it was not there. If you try see in the system, it is not there. So the answer is 17,179,869,184 and 0 cent. So this many cells are there in Excel. So in Excel, you have 16,384 columns and you have 10,48,576 rows. So guys, this came in a currency. Okay. So, so you can pardon me for that part. If you want in number form, you don't want in currency, you say, sir, you told that it will, should we come in number? No, number of cells cannot be in dollar and cent and all. No. So for that, what is number to word code? So if I use, this is spell currency code, trillions and all. So then there would be 1 minute, number to currency code. This is dim dollar trillion, same thing is there. Fine. So probably we can remove this 70. So it should be 17,179,869,184, 184 and 184 and 0. That's it. Dollars and all, if it, there's no requirement of dollar here. So if I go and see Visual Basic, if I go to Visual Basic, I see this is a spell number code, dim dollar cent temp. Okay. So you can see dollar and cent. In place of dollar, 1 minute guys. So 17,179,179 okay, then 80, then 869,184, 184 and 0. So if I try here, so in place of dollars, Control H, in place of dollar, replace with, what should I replace with? So if it's like 17,800 and 0, that's it. So number of cells are 70 lakh 18,000 cells, 10 lakh 48,576. In place of dollar, what can I replace? Let me try. If a double quote, try double quote, space double quote. Okay, and in place of cent, okay, if I see this, if it this is working or not. So if I press Alt Q, so you can now, if I do refresh, okay, spell number, if I do this spell number, syntax error is coming. So 1 minute. This is not accepting this. What can I write? Anything? So 17,184 is 10,48,576. What do you write in number, guys? If I have to write, I have to write some variable. So what variable can you suggest? So whatever you are getting, I have to use variable. If I use a variable a, for example, if I run this syntax function spell by number, so control Z. So I'll just go to control H and here find what shift double quote. Wherever I wrote that, just replace with A. Okay. You can see this case else, this red color, A and A. This is text function. No? A is equal to here double quote A and A double quote alt Q 0 cent you are getting. Fine. So here if I just copy this and if I go to developer tab Visual Basic, so let me just write it down this only, the same code. Yeah. Let it be like that same thing. Spell number. You just select this, press enter. Clear, right? So you can ignore for the time being dollar and cent. Okay. So you can ignore it. You know that in Excel, how many columns are there? You have 16,384 column. How you will count the column? You write something in column A, write something in column A, copy that, control C, control shift right arrow, control V. You'll get 16,384. You know that that many columns are there. The last column in Excel is XFD. If you see the last row in Excel is 10,48,576. Clear, everyone? So anything, any number you write, suppose 18,354, anything you write any number, here, and if you write here spell number, you use this currency spell number, select this, press enter, it will give you the answer. Everyone, are you able to get that? Everyone, are you able to get that? Everyone, are you getting this? So this, we have created a new function, guys. So you can spend some time, guys, do this. Spend some time, take 5-10 minutes of your time, do this. Everyone. Yeah, take some time, do this. Guys, I sent you the two links. One is basically for number to currency conversion. Another one is number to what you call uh, text text number to currency conversion. Another one is number to text conversion. So here I wanted number to text. Okay, so but here there's a problem. What is the problem, sir? The problem here is with this function. Spell currency. Should we spell number? Okay, and the other one should we spell currency? I hope you're understanding. So there's a function, there's a problem with this function because it look like spell currency. The function what we have created here Alt F11, the function what we created here, the problem with the function, because if you hear the name of the function, so it look like this is talking about currency, but it's actually talking about a number. I hope you're understanding. Okay, so what I can do, guys, I can just copy this function better was creating confusion. So when I see when I read the word spell currency, I was under the impression that it's talking about conversion in the term of currency, but it's actually converting in the term of number. So I'll do control H. I'll just spell currency to do one thing. Convert, write this as num to text, some function name I've given so that it make more sense. So you just do copy that, control H for replace, find what spell currency, replace with num to text. So I did the replacement. Now Alt Q. Now this will make more sense. No? Now if you see spell currency, there's no function called spell currency. Now I created a function called num to text. Okay, and then I select this close bracket, enter. Clear everyone? Anyone, any doubt? Now this looks better. There's no dollar and all there here. This is making more sense. Whenever we have data in the term of currency, in the term of rupees or something, I hope you understand. There probably the currency will make sense, but simple number. What is 10 into 10? 100. You will not say 100 rupees. 10 into 10 is not 100 rupees, no. So 10 into 10 would be 100 rupees. If there is a 10 rupees of 10, you have 10 rupees, then it will be 100 rupees. But if I say what is 10 into 10, this number 10, you multiply with number 10. You will not say 100 rupees, right? So here I sent you the link for the two conversion. One is number to text conversion. Another one is number to currency conversion. So what I did, I simply changed the name, function name. I made it num to text. I can make it my name also. If I want, I can make it my name also. Alt F11. Alt F11. I'll say this control H num to text. I can make it my name. Replace with what? I can put my name, Amit Singh. Then there's a function called Amit Singh. I hope you understand it. Any doubt, anyone? Is this you are getting it right? Yes or no? Guys, please reply. Are you getting it what I'm trying to teach you? So here by this, we created a function, guys. We created a function. So we created a function, guys. So here if I write num to text, this function will work only on those worksheet where this macros is being run. Otherwise in Excel, you'll not find spell number or spell currency or num to text. This I just created in front of you. These all are installed programs which given by Microsoft Office. I have taken from the Microsoft website, and that's the same thing I'm trying to communicate to you. Anyone, any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? Now the same program, that num2 currency, that currency one, spell currency, which should be actually spell currency, here written spell number, no problem, we can change it. So now we can, if when it comes to currency, we can use it. So when it comes to currency, we can probably use that. So I have sent you the link for that also. So if I open that num2 currency code and I just copy that, control A, control C, and if I go to Excel, if I go to Excel developer tab, Visual Basic, I'll go to insert module, and here the module name, I'll go to view properties window. I'll change the name of this module. I'll put number two currency, number, don't put space here, number two currency, and I'll just control V. Okay, alt Q. So you only problem I have with this program is the name of the currency. It should not be spell number. No, it doesn't make any sense. So I'll just copy this program name, spell number. I'll just copy this. Control C, Control H. Spell number to what? Num2 text. Num2 currency. Anything. I made this num2 currency. Okay. Replace all. Done. Thank you. So Alt Q. Now anything. Now anything. Any figure, like any figure like 1 2 3 4 5 dot 67, something is written in rupees. Okay, something is written in rupees. Okay, now I'll use num2 currency. I'll just select it and select this. Now because this is currency, now it will make sense. Clear everyone? Are you getting this? Anyone, any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Chatra and two Chetras. So I sent you both the code, guys. Please open the code, go to developer tab, go to developer tab. Under the developer tab, go to Visual Basic Editor, means Alt F11, and there you paste the code, copy that code, paste the code. You want to make any changes, copy that word which you want to change, Control H for replace all, and then you can do replace all. Anyone, any question? Here I have a problem. What problem you have, sir? I have problem that the value what I wrote in rupees, but the answer what I'm getting $12,345 and cents. I'm getting in some other currency. Should come in rupee in paisa, right? So I go to Visual Basic here only. I'll just copy dollars. I'll just copy dollars. Control C. 1 minute. Let me see. It's coming in dollars or dollars coming. Okay. So I'll just go there. Alt F11. Alt F11. I'll copy the dollar. I'll press Control H. Dollars with what? Dollars with rupees. So our currency is fine. Then next, cents. Cents with paisa. Replace Alt Q. Now data, let me refresh. Let's see if refresh works. So no problem. I'll do num2 currency again. Select this, close bracket, enter. See this. Anyone, any doubt? Please ask me questions. Guys, please respond, ask me question. Have you understood? Did you like this? Anyone finding any difficulty in doing this? Anyone, guys, any difficulty? Are you understanding everything? Clear, everyone? Please ask question if anyone want to ask any question. Everyone, use this code which is there in Notepad for customization of the details what the other person will receive or will get to receive if the other person put the wrong password. So here, so I have created a pop-up dialog box, input box, where it will show enter the password. The moment anyone open my MS Excel, he or she will get this message, enter the password. If that person put this password 123, okay, which is my password, you can change it to anything else. So you can put it anything. Then the other person will get the message box. Welcome everyone to MS Excel tutorial. Okay, otherwise the other person will get, if you put wrong password, you will get the message box. Incorrect password, it will save whatever was done, because already nothing is done, so nothing to save. Already this workbook dot save doesn't make much sense, so it will get closed. Do it, everyone. Let me know if you are finding anything difficulty. So what you need to do, guys, if you want to really want to customize your Excel. So if you, since here you are putting macros and others, another parameters. So what I'll suggest you, so for working on macros, we need developer tab. In case if the developer tab is not visible, you can do right click, customize the ribbon, go to customize the ribbon, tick on the developer tab. That part will be done. Next thing, for macro securities, you can put enable all macros. Okay, you can do that. Enable all macros, not recommended, potentially dangerous code can run. Tick on that, and then under developer macro setting, tick on this trust access to VBA project object models. Press OK. Okay, click on that. Okay, once you have ticked on that, then what you can do, you can save your workbook, whatever the workbook you have, you can save that under this micro enabled workbook format. Okay, you can save it to the defined location, whichever location you want, you can save it. Okay, so Sunday class. I save with the name called Sunday class in desktop. Okay, so whenever we work on macros, we make sure we save in that name. Okay, not in that name, is that property called macro enabled workbook. Next thing what I want, that whenever I open, it should show me pop up me that password. So for that I can go to Visual Basic. Okay, under Visual Basic, if I go, I click on this workbook. Under this workbook, I'll go and click on the workbook, and then what I'll do, I'll go there where my code is written. I'll just copy this code, Control C. So end sub already is coming. So I'll just copy this, and if you want, you can run that. So you put this password, then only it will work. Incorrect password showing. Okay, so this is what is there. Clear everyone. So Alt Q. So it got closed. So it got closed. So I need to again open it. So where is the Sunday? I have no idea where is the Sunday in desktop. No need to worry. I'll see if any Excel workbook is open. No workbook is open. So I'll press Window R. I'll go to Excel. Then you can see recently whatever file you worked, that will be there. It is asking me the password. You put the password 123. Then showing welcome everyone to MS Excel tutorial. Press OK and it will get open. Clear everyone? Anyone, any doubt, any question, any concern, any tension, any problem, anything which you want me to discuss? I hope everyone is understanding. Then today I don't know why people are replying very less. I hope all is well. So if I just simply open one file where I want to show you record macro. So guys, all well, right? You're happy, right? You're happy, right? Your class is happening on Sunday. See, when you paid the college fees, you thought you will get class only from Monday to Saturday. You are one of very fortunate individuals of the world who are actually studying on Sundays, even on lockdown. So you can understand how much fortunate you are. And that too, you are learning from great person like Amit sir. Very great person. One minute, we online. So guys, you saw that like we went to developer tab, Alt F11. We went to developer tab, and you saw we write so much programs and all. We have learned writing programs, and so it was really what you say, big event, what we just now accomplished. It was a big event, what we did, guys. So the event, what we did, okay, so that way we can manually write. So although I copied that from Microsoft website, that program, so probably writing that program it itself is a big pain. Okay, it consumes a lot of time and effort and energy. So either whenever you want a program to be run, either manually you can go to Visual Basic Editor. It's like a textbook, and you go there and you write programs. Okay, you can write programs. So some programs are as simple as what you can see. Some programs many times are very complicated also. What we saw, like text to number conversion, or text or number to text conversion, or number to currency conversion, we saw. Sometimes, yeah, program can be very complicated also. So writing them, it's not a easy deal to be worked on. So what we can do, we can tell Excel that do one thing. Excel bro will tell Excel bro, do one thing. Whatever I am performing the action, you do one thing, you record my actions. Whatever I'm doing, you write the program according to what I am doing. Okay, that also Excel can do for you. So you perform certain set of actions. Excel will simply copy your actions. Excel will simply copy your action, whatever actions you perform. So that part also can be done in Excel, guys. So for doing that, what we can do, we can go to developer. Under developer, we can find something called record macro. The shortcut key for that is Alt LR. So LR, logical reasoning, Alt LR. Or if you go to view, under view also you can find macro, record macro. Okay, so that you can do, guys. So if what you can do, you just click on record macro anywhere. You can give a name to the macro, any name you can give. When you're putting the name, make sure the name should not have space in between, then it will not accept it. Then you can give shortcut key. Make sure you don't give shortcuts. Those shortcut key which is already by default are Excel shortcuts like Control C, Control X, Control Z, Control Y, Control K, Control Q, Control W. Okay, so Control Y, all that which is already Control U, Control B, Control I. So which are already well defined Excel shortcut. Better please don't do that. Otherwise, next time your shortcut will not work. This program shortcut, what you're given, that would happen. You remember Control G I've shown you. Control G is actually shortcut for go to. And by mistake, if I once maybe if I put that for writing the macro, the shortcut is Control G. Now that go to is not happening. So you can understand that part. So you can give a shortcut, otherwise you can ignore it. So where you want to store this macro, so either in personal macro workbook or in this workbook, so you can put anything. In description, you can give some detail about this macro. So here, if I give a name for this macro, simply I'm giving some name, that editing underscore data. Okay, give a description, trying to edit data. Something I'm just writing, trying to edit data. And then the moment you press OK, no, now your macro will become active. Okay, see this. The moment you press OK, you can see under developer tab, there's nothing called record macro. There you can see stop recording. And at the end, you can see ready. You can see this circular white color button showing that a macro is currently recording. Click to stop recording. Okay. So what I want to do for this, I want it to do this total of this. So this total of this, the data, whatever I'm putting, it should do the total of this. So this should be equal to this into this cell. Okay. Then left arrow, then control down arrow. Then I'll put this use relative referencing. Then right arrow. Okay. Then I just close the relative referencing. Okay. Then what I'll do, okay, I forgot to copy the formula. Okay, so I'll just repeat my steps. So control up arrow, down arrow, then right arrow, copy the formula, left arrow, control down arrow. Okay, so I'll just click on use relative referencing, right arrow, then I'll just stop my relative referencing, then control shift up arrow, control V. I got the sum. Once I got the sum, once I got this sum, I just say that do one thing. Once you get the sum, put comma for that. So once you get the sum, put comma for that. Okay. Once you're done with this, then what you do? So control home. Okay. Then control shift right arrow down arrow. Then what should you do? Put border. So control alt H B A alt H B T. Put border. Okay. Once you put the border, okay, what you can do? Just bump it up little bit. So once you bumped it up by little bit, what you do? Put filter all DFF. Okay, put filter. Okay, what you want? I want to change the color. Sorry, you want to change the color. So just select this, then select this, then Alt H, then H, Alt HH, then you put choose the color, which color you want to put, that it will come with that color. Fine. And then what you can do control down arrow, control down. Then what you can do, you can under developer tab, you can click on relative referencing, go to arrow down, then remove the relative referencing. Then here I can write subtotal. Okay, then here subtotal, then I'll write equal to sum, equal to sum. So you go control up arrow, down arrow, first down arrow, control shift down arrow, close bracket, enter, copy that, control C, control V, you got the value. Okay, then this value what you get. So I want to put rupee symbol in this value. So go to home and change the symbol, put the rupee symbol, put the rupee symbol. Once you get this, I want to color this. Okay, once this is done, then I'll stop my recording. I hope this is clear with all of you. So once this recording is being done, now like some same thing what I have done to this, I want to do the same thing for this data. This was just a dummy data. I copy this. I just open any sheet. I'll paste it there. Okay, now I want the same thing what I did for those data. Same thing I want to do for this data. So what I can do, like under developer tab, if you just click on insert, here you form control, you can see button, just click on this button. So if you click on this button, you can see something like this came. So here it is asking like assign macro for this. So I just created a macro with editing data. No? Yeah. So you just press OK. Then if you want, you can change the name of this. Now if you see this whatever you did, it happened. So here you don't have to repeat your action again. So once you perform one set of action, you just click on that button, your work will be done. Clear everyone? Just practice this. So what are basically macros? When we say macros, macros are basically recorded work. So that same work you don't have to do it again every time. So you record, you perform one set of action, you record that action. Okay. You perform one set of action and then you recorded it. And then whenever the similar set of scenario comes, then you don't have to do it again. So you just run that macro, your work will be done. Anyone, any doubt? Clear, everyone? Everyone, please try this. Ask me if you have any doubt. Okay, so just do that. Write some data. Go to developer tab, click on record macro, and then you give a name to that macro. Don't put space there. Put some shortcut key if you want. Then you, if you want, give a description of that, and then you press OK. Then record some work. And next time when you click on that macro, that the same thing will be done for you. You could have done the same thing here. There's like this work what I've done. So if I just copy this and if I open some new sheet and if I paste it there, so what I could have done, I could go to macros and here I'll see the editing data. That was the name of macro. You just click on, you go to that macro. Either you can go to developer tab, insert, and you can create the button and you click on that button. And so, but if you are a traditional person, you don't like buttons and all, clicking buttons and all, you say, I don't want all that. So you simply go to macros. It will show you all the macros which is being created so far. So you just search your macro. So, okay, I search my macro and then you click on run. So your work will be done. Anyone, any doubt? Clear, everyone? Okay, so do this, try, everyone. You want some time for trying? So I believe you have understood what we have done so far in this session. We'll continue our discussion after the break. So this, with this, I'm ending the session 1 and I'll see you very soon and then we'll start session 2. So guys, thank you everyone for your kind and auspicious presence. I'm highly delighted and I'm highly thankful to all of you, to Almighty God, to to give me that space or give me that little bit of knowledge which I can impart all to all of you. So thank you everyone for your kind presence. I'll see you all in next class. Thank you everyone. God bless you. Take care. Bye.